Stone Cold. What are you doing up so late?
Hey, Dan. Just studying. I'm fading pretty fast.
I know just the thing.
Can I get one more of those?
Sure.
Thanks, buddy. That helps.
Don't work too hard.
It helps me too.
Oh man, look, I'm pumped for this. Y'all know I never try and hide my massive fandom of all things professional wrestling, and we're joined now by Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, Steve, take me back to that moment. Was that the hardest that Dan Patrick could possibly hit you?
No, I think he could have probably reared back and gave it a little bit more, but he was trying to take care of me. I had a little turtle shell on my back, and we always joke. I saw Dan a couple of months ago. I did a show 6 or 8 months ago, and I told him if I'd have had that pad on my back my whole career, I might have lasted longer. But it was a whole lot of fun working with him. And every time I see him, that guy's a complete blast. I love him.
Would you let Dan hit you with the chair? Are you still in that mode? With Dan, since you guys are still buddies, can he still fling out the chair every once in a while?
As long as he gives me the turtle shell.
About how many takes was it? How many times did he hit you, other than the 2 we see in the commercial? Does it? Just
we
the one
did
take?
that 2 times, yeah.
Oh,
and the deal was they wanted to just use one chair shot. And I told the director, I said, hey, man, wouldn't it be better if you hit me twice?
Yeah.
And, you're supposed to let the director come up with those ideas. So I think he kind of got mad at me. But, yeah, we redid it. So I think he hit me a total of about 3 times.
All right.
I'm just saying that, that's why he's a pro wrestler. He's like, he should hit me twice. I'm like,
he can direct.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it all.
Yeah.
All right, so Stone Cold, we got a lot to get into with you, but we're going to start by having you rate some of the NFL crossovers we've seen into the WWE world and the pro wrestling world in general. And we'll start with my buddy Pat McAfee. I got the chance to work with Pat last year on Countdown to Game Day and hang out with Pat a little bit. And let me tell you, Pat's a big personality, but he's also a big personality in the ring. He had a little bit of fun with WWE, with the NXT, with the takeover. So give us your thoughts on McAfee, the wrestler, coming off with a big flip.
Hey, man, he puts it all on the line. He's going for it. Basically, I think his verbal skills, he's slaying everybody. But he's not afraid to go out there and put it all on the line. So, you wouldn't expect that from a guy that kicks the football. But no, Pat McAfee's badass. I think he's doing a really, really good job. Yeah. I give him a solid A.
Yeah, he's worked pretty hard to move past the guy who kicks the football thing, right? That's been kind of that's where it started, but he's kind of been able to put that in the past. Rob Gronkowski, he was retired for a year, right? But he wanted to do some stuff. He won the WWE 24/7 belt. I mean, how does that work? Where a football player just retires and goes into Look at this. Gronk, what do we think here?
Well, I think he's fixing to fly somewhere. Gronk, he's one of my favorite players of all time. All of a sudden, he sees the opportunity, seizes it. There he goes. 1, 2, 3. There he goes. 24/7 champion. Man. Now, well done, well executed. But the 24/7 championship, with all due respect, it pales in comparison to the world heavyweight title. So I'm going to give Gronk a real solid B+ on that.
I like the grade, but I'm going to ask you, Steve, to answer a question I've always wondered. I've heard some conflicting reports. Do you get to keep the belt? Once you earn the belt, do you get to, throw one up in your house forever?
No, it seems like they're making replicas for everybody these days. But, those damn things are so expensive and so hard to come by. The cardinal rule is no, but it now has kind of become a thing where, the company will replicate a title and give it to someone. So I'm down with that. I think it's pretty cool. Anybody that can carry the belt long enough and represent it in high fashion deserves to have one.
All right, so let's take a look at one more WWE crossover performance. And this hits to a little bit of a rivalry we all remember between you and The Rock. This is George Kittle giving us his best Rock impression. Let's check this out.
Wow, in front of wrestlers, I'm kind of intimidated. I'll try my best.
warm up.
I mean, come on. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
What do you think?
Man, I'm gonna give him an A for effort, and I'm gonna give him a B+ for pulling it off. Now on the football field, that guy's lights out. He's one of my favorite tight ends in the game. So I'm just proud of the fact that he loves the business, and I know he's a Stone Cold fan as well. He should have tried to do me rather than The Rock. It's hard to jack that eyebrow up So he did a great job.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got the
He's
eyebrow.
a better football player than he is a pro wrestler.
He is. He's a better football player, I think, than a lot of people are. So that's that's good, no doubt about it. And we had a guy who's not a player, but he's a fan. He's a fan of the Tennessee Titans, right? And we had him last week, and what is he trying to do?
He's trying to chug a beer, sort of.
He's trying to chug a beer, trying to open a beer, I don't know what he's trying to do with this beer.
Yeah, I mean, he's beating him. Yeah.
No.
He's trying to, like it's a musical instrument.
What is he doing?
And then now he's
No.
trying to drink it.
Oh.
You got to open. Nah, he's gonna. I'm gonna give this guy a complete F. A lot of people are so PC these days that they won't give an F.
No.
I'm giving him an F.
That's what we love
You got
about
to
you.
keep it real. And I mean, this guy, he's all over the place. He doesn't know what he wants to do, right? Does he want to drink it? Does he want to smash it?
Pull the tabs,
Yeah.
smash them together, and then pour them.
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? As somebody that can't chug particularly, that's not a surprise to anybody that I'm not a great chugger. I'm a little guy. Okay, so obviously part of the reason we've got you on is because season 2 of Straight Up Steve Austin premieres January 11th on the USA Network. You had Baker Mayfield last year as a guest, and this year you got Brett Favre as a guest. So give everybody that hasn't seen the show a little sense about what makes this show special.
Well, I mean, every episode just kind of depends on my guest. Everybody brings a different flavor and a different personality to the show based on what they do for a living or some of the things that they're interested in. We plan the day accordingly, and they're spending a day with Steve Austin, and we try to make it about, kind of as high octane as we can. And also some spots where we can kind of settle down in there and get into a conversation and get to learn more about these people and what they're all about and some of the journey on their road to success. It's a talk show with a lot of moving parts and a lot of activities, and I think it's killer. I'm very, very happy to get season 2. I wish they wouldn't have waited so long to greenlight it. Hopefully they'll greenlight season 3. Based on this season, we've got some outstanding guests.
So you got, what is it, Brett Favre? Is he one of the guests this year on season 2?
God dang, man, I had a fun time hanging out there in Mississippi. I've wrestled all over Mississippi, but we went down to a place where he likes to hang out. And that guy, we talked a little bit about Baker, and I asked him what his thoughts were. And he's got some obviously, he's one of the greatest to ever play the game. So it was really an honor to spend a day with Brett Favre.
I always love it when I see people from different worlds collide. I mean, that's for me coming from the music background into sports. That's how I did it, right? So as you've sat down with people in other sports, like what's something that's really stood out to you that you didn't expect when you connect with somebody else that's equally successful just in a different field?
Well, really just kind of what they're all about. One of my guests was Tiffany Haddish, and she's on fire as far as acting goes right now. She's as hot as they get, but as far as a stand-up, she's funny as hell. And she just has this mega force of energy, this charisma that she just projects. And it's a different thing. Everybody just kind of brings something different to the table, but she really blew me away. And just guys like Luke Combs, everybody brings something different. But just seeing what they did and how they got to be the best at what they do.
Yeah, is that kind of what made you want to do this, to find out what makes people tick at the top of their professions like that?
Well, you know what? USA pitched me this show a couple years back, and we shot the pilot and ended up turning it into a success. And, I like hosting way more than I do acting, and I had to retire from wrestling a long time ago. There's Dale Earnhardt Jr., awesome guy. And, I enjoy talking to people and just trading stories anyway. It's part of who I am. So it just seemed like a natural fit. And this season was very challenging, obviously, with everything that's going on in the world, COVID-related. So it took us a while to get our gears going, but once we did, we got on fire and got through the show. But this is kind of right up my alley. I enjoy this much more, than anything else I've done besides wrestling.
Okay, so obviously we're leading into a big Monday Night Football matchup tonight between the Browns and the Ravens. You hung out with Baker Mayfield. Does that now make you, by de facto, you got to be a Browns fan?
I don't got to be, but, you kind of, I really enjoyed Baker Mayfield, and he's got a great head on his shoulders. He's a great quarterback. I think he's letting his game speak more for him than anything this year. Got Myles Garrett back. He's one of my favorite players from Texas A&M. He's a Texas guy as well. So they've got a lot of pieces. I mean, can they take it all the way here and get to the Super Bowl? It's going to be interesting because it's hard to believe we're, damn near at the tail end of the season.
Yeah, don't forget you can watch Straight Up Steve Austin returns Monday, January 11th at 11 p.m. Eastern Pacific on USA. Stone Cold, man, we appreciate you coming on with us, hanging out. Thanks so much for bringing your energy and vibe to the show.
Hey, thank you guys. Let's talk about Straight Up Steve Austin Season 2. It's going to be a blast.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.